Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Thank you all so much for tuning in to today's video. Today we're going to talk about some newborn essentials. I am a new mom of a 3-month-old now, and so I know that when you're about to have a baby there is just a lot of information. Things you need, things you don't need. Amazon makes a whole registry checklist and a lot of those things are unnecessary, but there are some newborn essentials that I have been using. Obviously every baby is different, so your baby might need some other things that mine maybe doesn't, or vice versa, but from new mom to new mom, this is my opinion on the things that are best to stock up on before the baby comes. Okay, the first baby essential might be kind of obvious, but the type is not. So the first baby essential that I needed was a bassinet. Now, I've seen a lot of different types of bassinets. There's like the Moses bassinet and these like small little ones. No, I wanted like a sturdy bassinet that can be used for a long time. So this is the bassinet that I have. It has a nice wide base. It's height adjustable. You can take down one side if you would like. Plus it's so wide and sturdy that you don't have to stop using the bassinet right as they start rolling over. My baby just started rolling over, and this bassinet is actually fine to use until it says that they can push up on their hands and knees. So it can last you a little bit longer. He seems very comfortable in the bassinet. It has enough room and it has just worked out great for us. The next one is a car seat and stroller combo. Now, I have heard a couple YouTube moms who veer towards the crunchier side that say that, you know, it's better to have just like a separate car seat and then a separate stroller. And when you have to go into a store or something, you know, it's nice to like take the baby out, kiss it a little bit, and then put it into the stroller. It might be better for them. I don't know. I could not do that. Sometimes I'm running errands and there's like 3 or 4 places I have to go in, and I'm not going to be transferring my sleeping baby from the car seat to the stroller, back to the car seat, back to the stroller, back to the car seat. You know, it's just not going to happen. I like being able to just take out the whole car seat and click it into the stroller. Sue me, okay? I don't know if it's better for them. We seem to be doing fine. So I'm just gonna say it is much more convenient to have a car seat stroller combo that you can just click in, especially if your baby likes to nap in the car. The next one is a diaper bag. I will link the specific diaper bag down below. Well, I'll link all these things down below, but I wanted a diaper backpack because I need both hands. I just like backpacks. I like the convenience of backpacks, and I always try to keep my diaper bag just stocked at all times with just the bare minimum that we need leaving the house. It comes with a changing pad, so that'll be in there as well. This one in particular is a good size where it's not overwhelming, but it fits what I need it to, so I highly recommend not getting too huge of one, or else you can just fill it. You know how if you have like a big purse, you just end up throwing everything in the big purse. Same with a diaper bag, I've learned. So this one's definitely big enough to hold what you need, but it's not so big that it'll just become like a black hole of all your stuff. The next essential is a baby monitor. Some people have mixed feelings about this. I'm sure people have mixed feelings about every single one of these things on the list, but I have also heard of moms just not having a baby monitor and just saying, okay, it's fine to just lay them down for a nap and I'll just come back when they cry. I live in a ranch style house and I don't know what they did to these walls, but they, I feel like, are soundproof. If my baby is sleeping in the bassinet in my room and the door is closed and I'm in the kitchen, it takes a lot, and it takes him screaming very loud for me to hear him. So I have this baby monitor. My baby's actually sleeping right now, and it's a video one. So it comes with a stand, it goes over the bassinet, and it points down, so it gives like this bird's eye view of the bassinet, and then we'll move it into the crib at some point. But it's just a really great one. You can keep it on video, or if you just press the power button, it goes black screen, but the sound will still come through. So you can do either one. And it's just been a really great tool that allows me to like go sit outside, or go garden, or come shoot a YouTube video while my baby is sleeping, and I don't have to worry that I'm not hearing them. Okay, the next most used essential, which I will just now gift every single person for their baby shower, is zip up sleepers. For my next baby, I'm pretty sure I'm just not gonna take them out of sleepers for the first like 2 months because they are just so convenient, so comfy. The baby feels like nice and safe. And really, as a newborn, you don't really have to put him in like clothes that look like, you know, adult clothes or anything. I think these sleepers are just really convenient, really practical, and they always really like them. You then also don't have to worry about socks or their legs being cold or their arms being a little chilly. Like babies can get a little bit cold, so just having them in a sleeper seems really nice and warm. I really like the kind of knit waffle material, so I will link some down below. Now when he's wearing more like onesies and pants and overalls and cute clothes like that, I put him in his clothes for the day, and then as part of our bedtime routine, we change into our sleeper, so he kind of gets signal that that is like his sleeping attire, his pajamas, and he seems to just still love them. So I would definitely highly recommend sleepers. And specifically, this waffle material seems to be really nice and stretchy. They're just amazing. The next essential I talked a lot about in my last video, which is how to swaddle a baby. And I will link that in a card up here so you can go watch that. But big essential is swaddles, and very specific swaddles that I linked in that video and I will link in this video. One is this swaddle. Now this just happens to be like the Noah's Ark printed one, but it's just a big, nice, somewhat stretchy swaddle. It has some nice like hold to it, and your baby will not be escaping from that swaddle. And the other one is this big polyester cotton blend swaddle that is really stretchy, and that helps as they get bigger. Again, I will link both of those below, and make sure to go check out my video about how to swaddle a baby. Babies like to be swaddled, but sometimes they break out, so he will not be breaking out with this swaddle technique. The next thing we use a ton is a baby lounger. Now, I feel like these may or may not be controversial, and some of them I think actually got recalled because the bottom line is you're not supposed to have your baby sleep unattended in any of these loungers. But this has been so helpful for me in doing things around the house, being able to get things done. They're laying down on like a kind of soft cushioned bottom with like a little bumper around it, so they're not going to be rolling off everywhere, especially if they're just a newborn. So you can feel good that your baby is safe while you're kind of around the area, you know, picking up stuff or like vacuuming or eating, you know, anything like that. I love holding my baby, but sometimes your arms just need to break. With that comes a play mobile. That is the next thing that I have really found useful. And it's kind of useful in different ways as the baby is growing up. When he was just a newborn, I would put this play mobile like over the baby lounger, and he could just kind of look at it, and I would like hit the things and do the little squeaky toys, and there would kind of be some acknowledgement of, you know, the little hanging toys. But now my baby is just over 3 months old, and he can go and like grab the toys and he's playing with them. It'll definitely get more use as your baby gets older, but I would still recommend it as a newborn essential. Okay, next essential, very, very important, is a breastfeeding pillow. Now, I didn't end up breastfeeding for that long. I'm now exclusively pumping and bottle feeding my baby, and that's just because of some other breastfeeding obstacles basically. But if you're planning to breastfeed your baby at all, make sure to get a good breastfeeding pillow and bring it to the hospital and bring it into your labor and delivery room. And that is where I messed up. I brought my breastfeeding pillow to the hospital. I don't know why I thought this, I guess, but I figured that I wouldn't be breastfeeding until I was put in the like postpartum room, like the family mama and baby room, not the labor and delivery room. But I gave birth, we did like the golden hour of skin to skin, and then immediately a lactation consultant came and tried to kind of guide us through and start our first breastfeeding session. And me, thinking that I wouldn't be breastfeeding until I got moved rooms, left the breastfeeding pillow in the car. So not only was I trying to breastfeed for the first time, I was also trying to like juggle hospital pillows and get everything propped up, and it was just a mess. It made things way harder, and I wish I would have just brought it to the labor and delivery room so that after skin to skin, when the lactation consultant came in, I could just clip on the pillow and at least have that part be easier, because breastfeeding is really hard. It's hard to get the hang of. It's hard for your baby to learn. It's hard for you to learn. And trying to juggle a multitude of like loose pillows in there doesn't help anything. So get a good breastfeeding pillow. Even if you only breastfeed for a little bit, it makes the time that you are just so much better. And I don't know, it seems like all these moms who end up breastfeeding for an extended period of time get better with not having to breastfeed with the pillow. But when you're a new mom and you're new to breastfeeding and no one really knows what they're doing, just get the pillow. It's much better. Along the same lines of breastfeeding, Silverettes saved my life. Again, if you're a new mom and your body's not used to breastfeeding, there are a lot of things happening and it can get painful. I don't think I would have been able to breastfeed as long as I did if I didn't have those. Okay, the next one seems kind of obvious, but I have heard moms have different opinions about this, and that is burp cloths. When I was looking through YouTube about baby essentials and what I needed and what I didn't, a lot of people said that you didn't need burp cloths because they would just use like muslin blankets. So these are the muslin blankets in question, and I actually said I do not like these as swaddles because they don't have much grasp to them, so the baby kind of breaks out, in my opinion, with these muslin swaddles. Now, a lot of people will just swaddle their baby in these and kind of use them as burp cloths. Just have like a bunch of these on hand, throw them over your shoulder, burp your baby like on the blankets. I guess I just kind of took the opposite approach where I just use burp cloths and then have separate swaddles, but just have a few swaddles. I don't like using muslin blankets as swaddles, and so I pretty much ended up never using them, but I did use burp cloths. I have about a dozen burp cloths, and I just have one pretty much everywhere because I have a spit-uppy baby and he needs burp cloths. Next one is a nail trimmer. This was gifted to me because I thought that I could just manually file my baby's nails, and I tried that one time. It was terrible. It took a long time, and still there were like sharp parts of my baby's nails. So someone actually gifted me an electric nail file, and it has changed my life. Adults can use it and kids can use it. There's a separate attachment for babies and newborns, and my baby doesn't mind it at all. There's no blood. It doesn't like hurt his skin if I hit his skin a little bit. It's quick, easy, and simple. I could not imagine manually filing my baby's nails every week. Don't put yourself through that pain. Just buy the electric nail file. The next newborn essential that I've used a ton is a pacifier. Now, I know this is different by baby, that some babies just like will not take one. They don't like them. That's fine. But I would have a bunch on hand just so that when your baby's born, you're prepared, because it is really, really helpful in certain situations. If your baby can take a pacifier and they like it, it makes your life a lot easier to soothe them and settle them. It has worked really well for us. And then the last thing that we have just used all the time, and we made the switch pretty early on, was we originally had plastic bottles, and we did the Dr. Flo's bottles, which they worked really well. They're supposed to prevent colic, but I switched from the plastic bottles to the glass bottles. It just gives me some peace of mind knowing that we're using glass instead of plastic, especially if you warm your bottles at all. I don't really love the idea of warming plastic up, even if they say it's BPA free. So I switched to glass. It makes me feel better. There are glass bottles out there and they work really well. I'm now realizing I never actually ended this video, so those are my baby essentials. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope this was helpful to you. Make sure to subscribe to my channel. You might hear my baby's hiccups in the background. Sorry about that. But that is all for this week's video, and I will see you next week for another one. Bye, everyone.